So I'm here today with Chuck White of New Beginning Family Worship Center. New
Yes,
Beginning
ma'am.
Family Worship Center in Northport. Chuck is the youth pastor, and Chuck brought his group to Shaco a couple of weeks ago for a visit, and we just want to spend some time chatting today about his experience.
Sure.
So, will you take a minute and tell us, Chuck, what happened during your visit and what the kids liked the most?
Sure. Be glad to, Laura. I appreciate your time. And thank you for giving me an opportunity to just kind of share a little bit about, what we did and what we experienced. We had planned coming, toward the end of May in between camps, and just kind of wanted an opportunity to spend just alone time with our students and just kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
separate from everything that's kind of going on right now. And we didn't know all of the situations were going to be like they were, but when we got there, it was just a great opportunity for us to really spend some good quality time with our students without so much distraction with a lot of camps going on. We had
Oh,
scheduled it
yeah.
between camps. And just amazing because the first day we got there, as we were unloading the vans, Russell, who was the director there, he came up and he just stopped me. He said, "Hey," he said, I've been on a run. He said, "I just wanted to stop by and tell you guys, thank you so much for coming." He said, "Obviously with everything going on in between camps, we've had some cancellations." He said, "But it's so good to see you guys." And I could tell immediately that it wasn't just something nice to say. He wasn't just
Oh,
being
yeah.
professional.
Oh, yeah.
He truly meant it. And I told him, I said, "Man, we're glad to be here. Thank you so much." And he said, "Hey, if there's anything we can do to help you, let us know." And so what I really felt like that we were able to accomplish and really able to embrace this trip was,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a couple of middle school students actually tell me, they said, "Mr. Chuck, I really like this trip better than, this trip or that trip." And I said, "Well, why?" And one young man in particular said, "It's because we have some things to do. You've got some activities scheduled, but it's not so rigid. It's not so organized. We actually have some time to go play if we want to, play
Oh, that's
basketball, play
great.
ping pong, and
Some
so I
relaxing
thought it was
time.
pretty neat. Yeah, yeah, it was just kind of awesome because I didn't ask, they just volunteered. And so usually when a student volunteers, it's really on their heart. They don't just
Oh, yeah.
tell you stuff just to be telling you. And they had just mentioned that it was really nice being able to have some free time, not be so rigid, but
Mm-hmm.
yet also have quiet time and stuff in the afternoon. And I thought that was pretty neat because it gave us a chance to really just enjoy each other.
Oh, yeah. And enjoy the camp, the beautiful campus, right?
Absolutely. Yes, it was amazing. I mean, it's beautiful weather, beautiful campus. You really can't ask for more, unless maybe a little bit
Mhm.
more sleep.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, tell me what your experience was with our staff while you were here.
Well, first off, like I mentioned about Russell, it's not every day that the director goes out of his way to let you know, "Hey, I'm glad you're here." And
Yeah,
again, like I
yeah.
said, it wasn't anything rehearsed. He was really being genuine. And we had an
Mm-hmm.
opportunity, at lunch one day to talk and just kind of share and pray together, and but one thing I did notice while I was there was, from what I could see, uh, the staff in general was very nice, very friendly, very accommodating, but also too they took time to do the things that they needed to do based on the recent guidelines with everything going
Mm-hmm.
on to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that we were protected from separating tables, not having as many tables in the cafeteria so that we would have the social distancing in place,
Oh,
gloves,
yes.
masks,
Yeah.
hand sanitizer, cleaning equipment, things like that. So I never had any concern or issue with their part in making sure that we were protected as much as possible. And at
Mm-hmm.
the same time, being very accommodating and get us the things that we needed that sometimes we might have forgotten.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they just did a great job. Very friendly, very nice and very friendly. So that
Great.
always helps too.
Well, that's great. I love that. I love the hospitality at Shaco. We do have some great staff. Um, I know that New Beginning has been to Shaco several times in the past. Was
Yes,
there
ma'am.
anything that you experienced this time that was different from prior visits?
There actually was, and it was something that I really didn't expect. And I'm not saying that I didn't expect to experience God at camp, but it was something that kind of took me by surprise. Matter of fact, there's a lady that we work together in youth ministry. Her name is Amy.
Mm-hmm.
We were eating, I think it was lunch or breakfast one day, one of our first days or second days there. And Richard, who kind of is, I guess, over the cafeteria staff and things like that, he had
Yes.
been playing some Christian worship music on his iPhone or his cell phone. And we heard a few great songs, and I actually went over to him and said, "Hey, Richard, I got a question. Are you playing this on Spotify? Is it, something you've recorded?" He said, "Man, it's just I punch on a certain song and on YouTube, and it just plays a playlist." I said, "Man, it's awesome. Thank you." And so really enjoyed that. But while we were there, I said all that to say, while we were there, two different occasions in the cafeteria while we're eating lunch and just sitting there talking, I just really felt the Lord's presence really strongly. And the second time that it occurred, I looked at Miss Amy. I said, "Man, I just want to go over to the windows right while we're eating and just go over the windows and just close my eyes and raise my hands and just worship." I said, I just feel the Lord so strongly." She goes, "Me too." She goes, "It's amazing. It's like a worship service, but we're just sitting in the cafeteria." And she and I had talked about that and how that was special. And it just kind of reminded me that in the midst of everything going on, in the midst of camps being canceled, in the midst of all that we see on the news and everything that we've been through the last few months, it just kind of was a picture and a reminder of, regardless of your circumstances, regardless of what's going on, I'll still meet you there. God was saying, I will still meet you in a place where you have a lot of uncertainty, you have a lot of unknowns, you have a lot of things going on that you're not sure about. But I want you to understand something. The thing that you will not have to fear, the thing that you won't have to worry about, the thing that you don't have to be anxious about is me being there. It's like God saying, regardless of what's going on, one thing you can count on, it's me. And I just thought, God, thank you so much. And so just want to encourage anybody out there, that may be coming to Shaco Springs, that just remember, God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He doesn't change.
Yes.
And his main focus is us experiencing him in such a way that we're not the same. And I can look back and go, God, that was a moment, and thank you. And so it gives me a warm place in my heart for Shaco, because, and I don't mean this, to take away from Shaco, but it's because God was at Shaco. You know what I'm saying? You can go to a ton of camps. You can have the lights, you can have the service, you can have great food, you can have the pool, you can have battle ball, you can have all this stuff. But if he's not there, you just went. And so I look back and go, man, you were there, and God, that was a moment for me. So that was pretty awesome.
Oh, that is an amazing, amazing experience. And thank you so much for sharing that with me today, Chuck. I really appreciate your time. And I know that your group is planning on coming back in about 2 more weeks, right?
Yes, ma'am. We are.
Wonderful.
Looking forward to it.
Well, I look forward to seeing you then. And again, I thank you so much for your time.
Sure. Thanks, Laura. You have a blessed day, girl. And if you need anything, give me a call, okay?
Okay, you do too. Thank you so much, Chuck.
You're welcome. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye.